problem.
Yes!
What you gonna do? 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 What you gonna do?
Oh yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Realm. Brian H. Waters starts. I am here immediately after Raw, and if you have been watching and you've been paying attention, I have to tell you, you have to be excited for WrestleMania 33, and what an ending. The Undertaker makes an appearance. So we had Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman for the 335th time in the past 30 days. And it was, pretty much like these two. They have good chemistry in the ring. Have to admit that. But what made this match great was the ending. Because as Roman's setting up for the spear, boom, the lights go out, the gong sound, and there was the dead man. And they had an epic moment, a epic Undertaker preparing moment where this is what happens when the Undertaker's getting ready for his opponents at WrestleMania. He has the stare down. And what we see, the Undertaker turns around, chokeslams Braun Strowman, but then you saw the Undertaker, you could see it affect him, and right there, Roman Reigns was right there to hit him with the spear and leave the ring. He said this is his yard tonight. He proved it, but the Undertaker wouldn't go down without a fight. He sat up and he did the slit of the throat, letting Roman know, I'm coming for you, big dog, if that's what you want to say. Look, do I have to say it again? Roman Reigns, Undertaker. I'm interested. This is going to be a good match. They're doing some great storytelling here. This is the match that Roman needs, and Roman will be the one to defeat the Undertaker, ladies and gentlemen. He will be the 2 in 23. Yes, it's going to happen, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be here for it. So tweet me your thoughts. Let me know, what do you think? Who wins this match? Shout out to Rafael Esperanza. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. He tweeted, he said, please tell the Undertaker stop dyeing his hair. Well, that's the Taker. It looked like he's even balding, so that makes it worse. I was just watching WrestleMania 28 the other day, my daughter and I was looking at when Undertaker took off his hat, and that was the big reveal that he had cut his hair, which we knew. We saw some pictures on the internet during that summer, but they told a great story with that. So I don't know. Will he cut his hair? Only time will tell. But let's move on, because what a night Raw was. We had the Game Triple H. He was celebrating because earlier in the night, Mick Foley was officially fired by Stephanie McMahon, and he just kept making it known he was having a nice day. And he said straight up, Seth Rollins, you took into what the people had to say. You felt for the people. And if you want to continue to fall for the people and do what they do, and he even made references to Mick Foley, the reason why Foley's walking around, reason why Foley's, half broken, because he did it literally for us, putting on entertainment. He said Rollins was headed down the same path, trying to wrestle this match. So he said, you know what? We'll have a non-sanction, and and excuse me, forgive me the term that the WWE used, because they used to use a different term back in the day, but they call it a hold harmless agreement. So that means Seth Rollins has to sign that, and if he signs it next week, he will get Triple H at WrestleMania in a non-sanction match. So if I know, like I think I do, Seth Rollins is going to sign that. We saw the doctor on there earlier, I loved this part. I loved it. Old school right there, baby. Having a doctor come on TV talking about the injury. And he said, nobody's going to clear him for WrestleMania. But Seth Rollins, if he did wrestle, he would be back in the doctor's office the next day. We will find out. Seth Rollins will next week. We'll know for sure. But like I said, if I'm a betting man, and I'm not, but if I was a betting man, I would be betting that Seth Rollins will not miss 2 WrestleManias in a row. So, moving on, we gotta address the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Did you not think I wasn't gonna talk about it? Um, so over the weekend, there's been an unfortunate incident in the world of professional wrestling, and it's not. It's I should say it affects the world of professional wrestling. There's been some anonymous hackers that have took done some cowardly, distasteful, heinous acts where they've hacked into the cloud and they've taken personal pictures and videos of women. And I'm not going to name the other women. I'm only going to name the one that everybody's been talking about, and that is the former NXT and former WWE Divas champion Paige. Um, they they got videos. I'm not gonna tell you where to go. You should already know where to go. But they got videos and pictures of Paige. And one of the guys who was in the videos with her, um, was on that's on the current roster is Xavier Woods. Um, they were partaking into some adult activity, and it's uncensored. And so yes, but the thing is, the dirt sheets said that they were going to keep uh, the New Day off of television. Well, they kept them away from the live crowd, but they came on there and they did something that I thought was brilliant. They spoke quick, fast. They said they did a New Day thing where they kind of looked at Xavier Woods and said something you got to tell us. But then they went in and started describing every match that's gonna happen at WrestleMania. These guys are the host of WrestleMania. It's gonna be interesting in 2 weeks to see exactly what happens. And I'll just say this before, because I'm not gonna stay on this long. Apparently, allegedly, there's more coming out. One includes another member of the New Day. Only time will tell. But let's transition into no pun intended, but let's transition to the women's division. Tonight we saw Charlotte kind of close the door on her rivalry, or maybe say put on hold, with Dana Brooke. And the only reason I have to talk about this match because one thing I noticed that Charlotte looks so much like her daddy, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. One of the things she did was she made Dana Brooke look good. Dana looked like she could beat Charlotte. And we haven't seen Charlotte, I haven't seen Charlotte do that with a woman in a long time. Somebody who was least experienced, having that much of an experience gap, or I should say, that much of a skill set gap. So I thought that was great. Charlotte came away with the victory, but boy, did she make Dana Brooke look good. I know there's going to be internet trolls. There's going to be people who didn't like the match. Yes, I am a huge Dana Brooke fan for the way she looked, and the potential I see. I'm not going to lie to you, but I was happy to see her have that moment. But we saw, if you don't know, the women's match is now a fatal four-way match for the Raw Women's Championship as Nia Jax defeated Bayley. And part of it was just Stephanie McMahon, being spiteful. Bayley didn't want to give her a hug after Bayley hugged Mick Foley as he was on his way out. And then she now had to face Nia Jax. Nia Jax beat her, so Nia Jax is in the match. That changes it. That's a game changer. But you know what? For everybody who's complaining about we had a triple threat match last year, guess what? We don't any longer. Not on. So, but Nia Jax deserves it. She's worked hard in NXT last year, coming up to the main roster. She's worked hard, so it's gonna be it's gonna be fun times. And now we may not see the heel turn that everybody's talking about. We may. I'm not gonna call this match just yet. I'll let you know. I'll keep you up to date on who I think is going to win this match. But moving on, this is the match that I think has the potential to steal the show, but I think it will open. A lot of my close friends and a lot of them agree. This is the match that should open WrestleMania, and that is Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. You know, Chris Jericho is one of those guys when you think you see it all, he gives you more. He told us that Kevin Owens was never his best friend. They were never equals, but he was his hero. And he showed a real photo of Kevin Owens dressed up in a Chris Jericho shirt, a Y2J shirt, and if you were a Jericho-holic in the 2000s, 9 times out of 10, you have this shirt. Kevin Owens was dressed up in that shirt, and he had a Jericho picture in his room. And then we saw another screenshot of their text message conversation, or I should say their Twitter direct message conversation. So they're finding a way to keep us interested. And, you know, the thing is, I love that one of the things that happened was they brought out Samoa Joe, and they haven't officially called themselves a unit, but so Joe's being the enforcer. Triple H hasn't really come out and solidified verbally that Kevin Owens is his guy. Because right now you don't want him to do that, because if he does, then you was like, well, where were you when um, Goldberg beat him for the title? So we saw Kevin Owens come out there, um, and after Samoa Joe came out there, we saw Kevin Owens sneak attack Chris Jericho, and then he struck the pole standing over the top of him. Now, if I'm the wrestler fan, I think I know I am, and I know wrestler fans recognize wrestler fans. You can't tell me that Kevin Owens hasn't been waiting to do that since he took that photo. Man, so it's going to get this is the second to last show. Next week is the go home show, so I'm expecting something big to come out from these two. And as we wrap it up, um, last tonight, all they did really was a lot of talk about the Goldberg Brock Lesnar matchup, nothing more. But next week we will see the showdown. So stay tuned. That is going to be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up here because I'll be back tomorrow with the SmackDown review. I thank you for your time. Look, WrestleMania season is here. This is the best time of the year if you're a wrestling fan. Forget March Madness. Forget the NBA. This is what I did, baby. We're 13 days away. WrestleMania 13 was great. One of two, the only two WrestleManias that Psycho Sid wrestled in, and guess what? He was only wrestled in main event. So how about that? That's a WrestleMania fact for you. You know where to find me at Brian H. Waters. Follow us on at Wrestling Realm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Guess what? If we had MySpace still hot, we would still have one of those pages too. But until the next time, folks, hit the music. I'm Brian H. Waters. So long.